Hey everyone, so today I'll be showing how to set up SFML 2.6.1 for iOS. I've got a few requests to make this video, so let's do it. This video will be shorter than the Android one since this time I don't have a factory reset macOS device nor a factory reset iOS device. So I'll be showing what you need to have installed, but I won't be installing them manually throughout the video. Also, keep in mind that I'm not very familiar with macOS or iOS currently. I'll just be showing how I made my own SFML app on iOS, but workarounds that I'll be showing might not be necessary. I just don't know any better. Alright, so from the tools that we'll need, we'll be using my, this time, Windows, Linux, Android, macOS, iOS CMake template. And yeah, this has all of the files needed. It is basically the same template from the Android video, just a bit extended for Apple platforms. You'll also need CMake, so from the terminal you'll need to be able to use CMake commands, right? We will also need SFML source code once again. I've already downloaded that. And we'll need Xcode. I've tried to get this to work without Xcode, just from the terminal, but I couldn't figure it out, so for now this is the only way to make an iOS app that I know of. Also, there's this SFML tutorial for iOS that is sort of outdated. We'll be using this first portion here, but these parts with making a project in Xcode fully, I've tried to get this to work, but yeah, after many hours I couldn't figure it out. I got to the end, but I got some errors when starting the app. It would just crash. I couldn't figure it out, and then I noticed, hey, SFML has some examples for iOS that were built when building SFML. And those work, so I basically copied whatever SFML does, and yeah, it works completely fine. Alright, so let's start. So here I have SFML source code, and I've downloaded my template. So we'll get into that directory. First we'll be building SFML for iOS. I have a few commands here that we'll be using. I don't plan to remember them. So let's make a directory iOS. Alright, so first of all, we'll be using the same command that can be found in this tutorial. So this command here. This, you'll see it fails for some reason. I honestly don't know why. But get this. All right, and there it goes, and it fails for some reason. Though, if you run it again, now it works. I don't know why, but yeah. So yeah, it fully generated the files. Let's see here. It fully generated the files, so yeah, it works, so that's great. Next up, we'll be building SFML, so after configuration, we'll be building this. So that was for debug. We'll do the same exact thing for release. And then we'll just install them like right here with the CMake install command, and with the prefix you can set where you want it to be installed. And there we go. So here now we have SFML installed with all of the libraries, with all of the binaries. And alright, so that is SFML, that works pretty well, except for that one issue. I don't know what happened there, but oh well. Alright, so I'm filming this for the third time and hopefully the last time, which is why you see 7 hours later. So basically I spent like in total 9 hours on a stupid one line of code, but yeah, that should be fixed now. So the first part of this tutorial stays the same, but my project template has changed slightly, which you don't care since you're watching this in the future. Alright, so what should we do now? We'll go into my project template thingy. So that would be here. We'll make a build directory. Alright, and then we'll execute this command, which will configure the project for iOS. Alright, and okay, and I forgot one small detail, which is in CMake lists, you have to specify where is your iOS folder for SFML located. So for that, we'll go back into SFML, iOS, and we'll do a print working directory since I don't know a better way to get that. And text edit, we'll paste this and delete this. Alright, so that should be right there. We'll go back. Okay, and CMake again. Okay, so it found SFML, but as it says here, some of its dependencies are missing. This is an issue that I couldn't figure out how to get rid of. In the end, either way, I just set all of the dependencies in Xcode, so CMake doesn't really have to find them. So what I do just to get rid of that is in here under lib CMake SFML, then SFML config dependencies.cmake. We'll just simply comment out this line, and then it should configure properly. Let's give it a try, and there we go. Okay, so now you'll have to go into, or we can just from the command line do a open project, and that will open up Xcode. While that is opening, there it goes, we will need a path to our lib folder where SFML for iOS is installed. So we'll go into here and cd lib print working directory, and there we go. So we'll need this for later. I'll copy this into this notepad. So okay, so this is the project open in Xcode. Now we need to configure a few things. Keep in mind everything you do here will get reset if you configure with CMake again. So if you change your CMake lists.txt, every step you do here will be reset, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Alright, so first of all, we'll change here from all build to project. We'll change also from an emulator to my Mac. This will run natively on my Mac since it's an ARM-based Mac. And now let's set everything. So under general, there's nothing that we need strictly. Okay, first thing, here we'll need to set iOS always needs signing for apps. So I'll select my account here. With Apple ID, you can sign apps for 7 days. So after 7 days, the app won't be, I guess, runnable anymore because of Apple. And you'll need their Apple developer program account thing. I hope. I don't have it, so I cannot confirm, to extend that to like a year. We'll also need to change the bundle identifier. I'll change that to something like zombie channel dot testing. There we go. Okay, and that's everything for this. We'll need to go under info. No, this is fine. And okay, so now under build settings, we'll scroll down and we'll search for build path, search paths. Under library search paths, we'll need to double click here on the plus, and we'll need to copy this path over here. There we go. And that's it for this. We'll need to go under build phases and link binary with libraries. We'll need to drag and drop the SFML compiled binaries over here. So from the Finder, we'll go under SFML lib, and I'll just select all of these and drag them into Xcode. There we go. So we'll need all of these. The debug versions are over here. I'm not sure how are they used, since currently we're in debug by default, but it doesn't use them for some reason. Again, I don't know much about Xcode still. We'll also need to add GLES. We'll need to add foundation, and we'll need to add UIKit. So these are the three that we'll need to add, and that should hopefully be it. If we go ahead and build, it should be successful. There we go. It wants my password to sign. Build succeeded, and now if we run, there we go. So this is an iOS app running, in this case, on macOS. I can, I guess, connect. I can connect an iPhone here to test this. So let's connect that. Okay. All right, so I'll set this to iPhone, and usually we'll go and run this. It asks me again for the, don't sleep. It asks me for the password, and there we go. So we have this, and it is a basic circle. All right. So I'll stop this. So usually if you're doing this for the first time, then iPhone will ask you for allowing the app because you will be an unknown developer. So that is quite simple to get around. You just have to go into settings and click a few things there. And that's basically it. Alright, so this is the bare minimum that you have to do to get an app working on iOS. There are a few things that you might probably want to know. So first of all, we'll need to add a launch screen file, which I've already provided, and this will allow you to run on much higher resolutions. So this was currently about, I don't know, 400 by 200 pixels, let's say. so this will allow you to run on much higher resolutions. Although there's the Apple thing with high retina, I don't know, whatever they're calling them, displays. And to use that, you'll need to go in under info and add a new category, or you add a new key, sorry, called high resolution capable. And you'll need to set this to yes. So this will allow you to use the full resolution of the display. If you don't set this, it'll be halved. Alright, those are the two things I wanted to mention. And I think that is basically it. Yeah, if you know more about iOS, you can of course leave some suggestions down in the comments to further reduce all of these steps. I'm sure there are a few steps that could have been avoided somehow, but yeah, that is basically it. Thank you for watching, as always, and yeah, until the next one.